The opinions expressed are those of the show's host and not the staff or management of Port St. Lucie Broadcasters. Any reproduction without written consent of WSTU and WPSL is strictly prohibited. Now it's time for Quality of Life Radio, brought to you by Cigna and Aetna Medicare. Here are your hosts, Gary Owen and Tom Bouvier.
Hello and good morning, Treasure Coast and state of Florida. In fact, to all of you who are tuning in around the country and around the globe. You're listening to the world-famous Quality of Life radio show, and I'm your host, Gary Owen, president of Owen Insurance Group.
And I'm your co-host, Tom Bouvier.
And Tom the Bouvier is got the memo because we're matching the same slacks today. So we're halfway there, 50%, Tom.
That's right.
White, black, I mean, the world's half is black.
Well,
half is white. Half a cup is full and half a cup is empty.
The ink is black, the page is white.
I like
Together we learn to read and write.
I like how you
was a
rhyme.
song.
That's a great song, actually.
Yeah.
So, by the way, hopefully you're tuning in live on Facebook. We also, if you are at home or at work, you can also tune in to WSTU 1450 AM and WPSL 1590 AM. And as well as tune in on Alexa, like many of our friends around the globe are listening in. And so, Tom, we are here every single Tuesday for 30 minutes. Whining and dining?
I wish.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
That would. We could become food critics,
Yes.
and actually they would be whining and dining.
Yes, that's right.
But actually we bring relevant content and information that really changes people's life and can potentially even save people's lives. We share knowledge and present information about insurance planning, different solutions, all the pitfalls to avoid. We bring straight transparency. We call it the no plop zone. In other words, straight talk, all about insurance planning to help improve your quality of life, because it is the mission of Owen Insurance Group to simplify insurance planning so that you can enjoy the stress-free life that you deserve.
No BS here, right?
No
BS here. Transparency, honesty, information, and like Tom said, not only will it save your life, but, man, save you a lot of money, save you a lot of heartache and heartburn. And again, we always talk about when we meet with our clients, or prospective clients anyway, and they eventually become clients because we do what we say we're going to do, and they trust us and they like us. And again, we all know that people do business with people they know, like, and trust.
That's right.
And have competence. So again, as you're, whether you're under 65, you're on a commercial group plan, or maybe on an individual Obamacare plan or ACA plan, we're on Medicare. The decisions you make today can last a lifetime, so it's important that you get it right the first time, especially when it does come to Medicare. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about. There was a news article out this morning. About the Republicans and Democrats, right?
Woo-hoo.
So
aren't they good bedfellows?
So it's interesting to see, the divisiveness that's going on in our country and our politics today. But there's some information that came out of today's press release about the high deductible health plans. And it says that the GOP is pushing to get more Americans into high deductible health plans, and that is dividing Democrats. So we're not here to talk about politics. We're here to break it down to the ridiculous, so you can make an informed decision about what's best for your health care. So today we'll be talking about the high deductible health plans, and second, to go with that, we're going to talk about IRMA. There's some 2023 changes to IRMA that so many are not familiar with, but you may, if you're part of the 8% who get to enjoy stroking that extra check for your Part B premium, your Part D premium, this is for you to tune in. So stand by for that. But before we do, Tom, let's talk about the quote of the day about how life knocks down so many people, and we get right back up again.
Absolutely. And the quote is this: life has knocked me down a few times.
Quite a few times.
Absolutely. It showed me things I never wanted to see. I've experienced sadness and failure, but one thing for sure,
I always
get up. Absolutely.
You always got to get up. Keep on keeping on.
The only time I'm going to lay down and stay down is when I've breathed my last breath.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Absolutely. I love it. All right, so let's get on with today's show. And again, we really appreciate you being with us today, and I'm sure you'll find value in what we do and the information that we provide. And we always say share us with your friends, your family, your neighbors, your golf buddies, those that you play bridge with, anybody you can think of who can get value of the information that we're providing here today for you. So let's get right into where the Republicans and the Democrats are divided about high deductible health plans. Now, just to be fair, the article really is pertaining mostly towards under 65 consumers, right, who are on Obamacare, on ACA individual health plans. But it says bipartisan legislation aims to get more Americans into high deductible insurance, but perils would remain. I'm not sure what perils would remain when it comes to the Medicare side, Tom. I don't believe that would be true on a high deductible Medicare supplement plan. Maybe on Medicare Advantage. We'll get to that, though. But certainly there potentially could be, for certain, on some of the high deductible individual health plans that we see today that are going up, what, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000.
Well, on the marketplace, the max for 2023 is $9,100.
There you go.
And for, I don't know about a majority, but I kind of think a majority of Americans who may be on it, a hit of $9,100 if they had a catastrophic medical event in their life, that would be a big, big hit.
That would make somebody want to throw up in their mouth.
And most likely that sickness would keep them out of work.
No doubt.
If they were the income breadwinner, that would put a hurt on them. And a lot of people are working paycheck to paycheck. And I saw in the news recently, people are tapping in their 401ks and their IRAs.
It's horrible.
Just to
shame.
survive when that's made for their retirement. So these can be high deductible plans can be very harmful if people don't have the money. But there are other, and I may not be necessarily in our script today, but we have those high deductible plan enhancers, accident plans, things that can help people with those high deductibles.
And you and I have used those, Tom.
We certainly have. And I had a client used one, just told me that she used it last year. I didn't know about it, and it absolutely saved her life. She had a high deductible plan, $15,000, was in a hospital overseas, and had this huge bill, well over $15,000. And I had sold her I had educated her on a plan, and she enrolled in it. She even said afterwards, well, I didn't really know if I wanted it. For an extra $26 a month, $17,500 check was stroked to her.
That's
It's
huge.
called an accident, sickness, hospitalization. If you go into the hospital because of a sickness, it was a gap plan, and it mailed her a check for $17,500. So she was actually able to pay her deductible, pocket $2,500. Of course, she had other expenses, but I tell you what, I'm the hero in their family.
Pennies on the dollar.
Pennies on the dollar, and
or on the $10, really.
And
I mean, if you
saved
think
her.
about it, because to stroke a check for $20-some a month to get $17,500 in lump sum, come on.
Believe me, she's telling all of her friends as well. And so if she's listening, Tina, thank you.
Thank you, Tom, for bringing that up, because that's a good point that we can use just for those of you that are out there. Because, listen, we don't know what we don't know. And nobody wants to take time to learn insurance. That's what That's what we're here for. We're here as a resource and help you to provide you information, unbiased information and education, so you can make the right decisions. The problem is you haven't picked up the phone and called us yet. How do they call us, Tom?
Pick up that phone and push 772-210-1020.
So if you have an individual ACA health plan and you have a high deductible, $5,000, $7,500, $9,100, whatever that number is, right? You, as Tom alluded to just a few minutes ago, you can purchase from multiple carriers, there's a couple carriers that do this, a gap plan that will give you, whether it's for sickness, and you want to make sure that you buy not just an accident coverage.
Right.
You want to buy accident and sickness coverage. So Tom and I can assist you with that, provide you information on that, give you a free quote on that. But those plans are out there, and they work. They've worked for him, his clients. They've worked for me when I went to the hospital with an injury. And, in fact, I have 2 policies like that and got paid twice. And that's beautiful.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful. So, if you have a question about an insurance plan, what do you have? Make sure you ask the insurance agent what they have, because it makes sense, because they know what the best plans that are out there. And they're going to choose, because they're in the industry. They know it. All right, so let's digress from there, and then let's kind of segue to the high deductible Medicare supplement plans. Now, we're not going to talk about really, I don't want to spend more than 5 minutes about Medicare Advantage on this segment of the show, but Medicare Advantage plans, Tom, have a maximum out of pocket, even though many Medicare Advantage plans, people are there's probably about 49% of Americans this year on Medicare Advantage versus 51% or so on original Medicare and or a Medicare supplement plan. So Medicare Advantage is gaining great momentum, and we see that particularly happen back in 2008, 2009, when the economy took a dump, and we're seeing that again now with the high inflation and what's going on today in America. So even though you may have a low or a $0 premium on your MAPD or your Medicare Advantage plan, it doesn't mean that you're not going to have a zero cost. So unfortunately, the TV commercials are misleading. They give you all this great information that you're going to get this and that for free, and this is great and that, and maybe a give back and of your Social Security and blah, blah, blah. Jesus will even come out of heaven and scrub your feet, for God's sakes. So, but seriously, though, on Medicare Advantage plans, yeah, you do have a deductible, and you have a maximum out of pocket that on PPO plans can go up to $10,000. So take $10,000 divided by 12, you're over what, $800 some dollars a month.
Yeah.
So that $0 premium just now cost you $800 and some dollars a month. I'm just saying. So be informed, ask questions, and make sure that you do your due diligence, because when you're turning 65, you are going to get bombarded. I mean bombarded by phone calls, emails, mail, you name it. It's going to get crazy, so hang on. It's going to be, but the great thing is you know of an awesome insurance agency that's located in Stuart, Florida, who can be your guide, right? So we're here to support you and help you out. So, Tom, let's talk about Medicare supplements. So for folks that are out there today that don't have a huge budget, or maybe they have plenty of money, maybe they're making so much money they're part of the 8% where they're getting charged IRMA. We'll get to IRMA in just a second, which is higher premiums in your Part B and Part D. But would it make sense, Tom, to you to talk to those clients about a high, or any client for that matter, about a high deductible Medicare supplement plan?
Absolutely. Gary, one of the unique features and the pros of a Medicare supplements is that you keep Medicare as your insurance. Full straight Medicare is accepted by the majority of providers and hospitals and the best of the best doctors out there, because many of them do not take Medicare Advantage plans for various reasons. But you keep your Medicare as your insurance. The supplement will actually help cover the cost that Medicare does not. It's also called a Medigap policy. And with a high deductible Medicare supplement, you have a very low premium compared to a traditional supplement. So I'm just throwing out some numbers. Instead of saying pay $200 a month, you might pay $55 a month.
Yep.
Or if you're a little bit older and a male, you might pay $75 a month instead of $250 or even $300 a month. So you can have a much lower monthly premium because you're fairly healthy or very healthy, hardly go to the doctor, and then you just pay whatever you would normally pay on original Medicare. if you go to see a doctor, you would have a small deductible each year, $226, then 20%. And then if you went in the hospital, you would have a higher deductible. This year it's $1,600. So with a high deductible Plan G or F plan, you actually live as if you're on original Medicare, and you out of your out-of-pocket costs this year if it reaches $2,700. Now, somebody coming off of a marketplace plan, the Obamacare, and they have $9,100 deductible, or they transition with a up to $10,000 deductible plan with Medicare Advantage, and now they only have a $2,700 deductible, and it's not necessarily the first dollars. You just, and it's a little complicated, but you're only going to pay out of pocket $2,700 before Medicare or your supplement pays 100% of everything, and you get all the benefits, all the great things about a Medicare.
I think
Medicare.
I see some people on the other side. Their eyes are glassing over just a little bit.
I'm sure they are.
So I'm going to break it down a little simpler.
Please
Because
do.
it is complicated.
is.
It can be complicated, but we're gonna make it simple. Let's say that you're on a Plan G with Brand X, and that premium is only $200 a month for Plan G. All right, just call it $200, but for math, trying to keep math simple.
Keep it simple.
I did well in college English, but not math. So we'll make it simple. For Gary, $200 a month for your Plan G. Take that times 12 is how much, Tom?
$2,400.
Boom, $2,400. So you're paying $2,400 a year for your supplement Plan G, and you're healthy, and you never go to the doctor hardly, and you're not really using that much. Now you could consider the high deductible, and it's a misnomer, right? They call it a high. The government again got it wrong here on this one, but it's not really a high deductible, because when you think of high deductible, we're thinking of $9,100, $6,000, what have you, not $2,700. And that is exactly what the high deductible Plan G is for 2023, $2,700. You pay $600 a year for that premium, $50 a month, let's say on average, depending on where you are in the state of Florida. Outside the state of Florida, the high deductible plan is as little as $30 a month, man, in some places in the country. So, but for Florida, let's call it $50. That's $600 a year. Now, doesn't take much of a mathematician to know when you take $600 away from $2,400, leaves you with $1,800. Okay, so by going on a high deductible Plan G, you're saving $1,800 a year. Not to mention, Tom, the fact that you're going to have annual increases on that $200 a month premium every year, probably, depending on the carrier. You could have exponential premium increases. Whereas this one plan that we know of, with this one carrier that we know of and that we love, hasn't had a rate increase on the high deductible G plan. In fact, they've had rate decreases because there's not a lot of utilization on the high deductible Plan G. There's skin in the game. So guess what? You save $1,800 a year or more. Now, I like to use this analogy because even then people say, well, yeah, $1,800. I mean, it's not that bad. It's not that much savings. So I like to say you go to Best Buy and you buy a nice, 65-inch smart television set for $2,700, which is representative of the high deductible Plan G. All right. So you're buying a TV set, $2,700 at Best Buy. You're all excited. You're all giddy. You love what it's going to do for you. You go up front. The clerk at the front desk who's checking you out says, would you like to buy a 1-year extended warranty on your $2,700 television set? And Tom, you say,
it depends.
It depends. How much does it cost, right? So it's going to cost you $1,800. That's the premium savings that you're going to have by going with a high deductible G versus the Plan G from Brand X. So she tells you, or that clerk tells you, it's going to cost you $1,800 to offset a risk of only $2,700 for your TV set. A 1-year warranty, $1,800 for your $2,700 TV set. Would you do it, Tom?
I would say I was born at night, but not last night.
So
I don't think so.
I hope that I have somehow, some way clarified just a little bit about how important it is to consider having a high deductible Medicare supplement plan. Very, 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 very inexpensive and comprehensive, of course, because you're, like Tom said earlier, you are still with original Medicare. You have a supplement attached to your original Medicare. You have no networks to be concerned about. You have no pre-authorizations to be concerned about. You have no claims that are going to get denied to be concerned about. So again, having a original Medicare with a high deductible Medicare supplement plan makes a lot of sense and saves a lot of dollars.
It does.
So that's something to be thinking about. If you have questions or need more information on how a high deductible Medicare supplement plan could work for you, all you need to do is pick up the phone and dial 772-210-1020. You can also go to our website at oweninsurancegroup.com and stop by and visit us. We're just about a half a mile north of the Roosevelt Bridge on US 1, right behind Key West Diner. So for $2,700, a max amount of pocket. Now, to be fair, the max amount of pocket can go up. Does it go up every year? Not necessarily. It takes an act of Congress to vote to raise the high deductible plan for the Medicare supplement. And then if Congress does vote that they are going to raise that high deductible plan, it can only go as high as the consumer price index for that year. So if the CPI, and historically has been 2%, right? Across the board, it's been roughly 1 to 2 to 3%. So again, with the high inflation that we see this year, we don't know if Congress will vote to raise that deductible for 2024 and what that will look like. But it could potentially go up. Just wanted to make sure I put that out there for everybody to understand. Now, we got, 5 minutes left already? Oh, my goodness sakes. What is the
time flies when we're having fun.
Woo! All right, IRMA. Not Hurricane Irma, but the income-related monthly adjustment amount for 2023. IRMA really is, it accounts for about 8% of the population. People that have high income earners. Your standard Part B premium, if you're married, if you're married and your income is less than $194,000 household income, where you're individual with $97,000 or less income, then you're, and by the way, Tom, they go back how many years?
2 years.
2 years. So in 2021, what your MAGI was, your modified adjusted gross income for 2021, they're going to base your Part B premium, and if you're under that amount of 194, married couple, or 97 for single individuals, your Part B premium is only going to be $164.90 a month. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's it. Now, don't ask me what the Part B premium is going to be for 2024, because we know it's probably going to go up. Now, we hear rumors that it could go up $10. I mean, that's what we're hearing. But then there are 4 more tier levels beyond the part for the Part B. And by the way, IRMA, as I said, does affect Part B and Part D for the drug plans. So if you're over 194 and between 194 and 246, or single 97 to 123, Tom, what are they going to pay?
$260. No, $230.
Yep, $230.
$230.
And then if you're at the highest income, if you're over 750 for a married couple, or 500,000 for individual, then you're paying the highest IRMA of $560 for your Part B.
So what if they were working and making a lot of money in 2021, but they've retired and now it's 2023?
Right.
Doesn't seem fair.
It's not fair, Ben.
Anything
what
they
is
can
fair
do
about the government, Tom? But yes, Tom has a good point. So there is a form that you can complete. It's a Social Security form. I believe it's a 44. Form 44. It's a form that you can complete. It's a change of life form. Like an appeal, or you're going to appeal your Part B premium, because if you're making less money because you're retired, then they're going to take a look at that, and hopefully, we don't know, we hope that they will assess you the standard Part B premium, or based on what your income is now going to be moving forward now that you're retired. So great information on that. And again, if you have questions, Tom, who do they call?
Owen Insurance Group at 772-210-1020.
And listen, we've got 400 and probably close to 90, almost 500 agents across the state of Florida. We're growing into South Carolina. We're licensed in 45 states, by the way. But we have field managers. We have 12 field managers altogether. Our director of sales, we got managers in Virginia and in Texas. So no matter where you are in the country, Tom, we can help.
Absolutely.
If nothing else, we can be a valuable resource for you. We do not charge for our services, right? The quality of service, we could be charging millions of dollars a year in our services. That's what we're worth. But they're getting a bargain.
Absolutely.
And so we are the bargain hunters, bargain finders. All right. So hopefully you got some great information about high deductible health plans for Medicare, supplement, as well as IRMA and how that could affect you and your pocketbook. So, all right, I've been instructed that we're done. So, but listen, stay tuned for the Brian Kilmeade Show. That's next. And as I said before, please share us with your friends, your family, your neighbors, and those that you know for valuable information that we provide. And remember to stay safe, keep healthy, be happy, and enjoy your quality of life.